Hello again, Space Battleship Yamato collectors. I got 3 of these off eBay, so they've been opened, loose. Not really sure their condition, but this one obviously is still in the box, so let's take a look at this thing. So the main image is this thing called Zordor's Giant Battleship, and it's just a massive thing. It came out of the middle of an asteroid. This is from a company called Megahouse, and the date says 2007. There. Okay. And so there's only 5 ships in this series. Sorry for this advertisement over here, it's very annoying. Anyways, okay, so I got 3, but I didn't get all of the ones I need. I still need to get this one. Okay. I don't see a price on this box anywhere. No. I like this printed with soy ink. Alright, so let's just open it. This is what it looks like obviously when it comes out of the box. It's sealed in a bag and sealed in a way that the parts don't scratch each other. But let's start with these here. And get the Yamato. So the Nazca, it's a middle-sized carrier, it says here, and it sends out planes called the Eater 2. It's from an episode, Goodbye Friend. Probably several episodes actually. Well, this is new. This is still in the bag here. So it's got 2 posts here to hold ships. That one there. And this one will go in on this side, I guess. Nice. And the big ball goes into the bottom. And then there's actually another hole here. I don't know how many things are on this. There's only 1 ship, so... Seem to have a few parts here. I'm going to have to cut off the sprue. So it's interesting. This is some weird thing molded into the side of the tree. It's quite odd. Let me clip these off and get these on this thing. I'm probably going to use crazy glue mounting these. Or I guess you can watch, if just fast forward if you don't want to watch. Well, I'm wondering where the instructions were, and yeah, on some of these Megahouse things, they actually print the instructions for all the models on the inside of the box. So I'm very fortunate that this seller actually had one of the boxes left. A tear thing here as well. Alright, so where's the Nazca? It's this one here. Okay, on the bottom those things point backwards, it looks like. show it in photos. It's hard to say. Alright, well, let's look at this little ship here. It's actually got a lot of details for something so small. It's smaller than my fingernail. It's got like little missiles, 4 missiles on each side. It looks like a horseshoe crab. That's what, or a manta ray, I suppose. I think a little black paint wash would really bring out these panel lines. There are really a bunch of fine panel lines on this thing. So I'm going to put this here. Oh, it's very loose. Keep that in mind. I think I might use this stand on a different one, the one with the meteor. Okay, well anyways, this carrier is quite interesting to look at. You can see it's got like these struts like old World War II Japanese carriers. They took basically like battleships and put landing platforms on them by supporting the platform with struts. So that's very reminiscent of some early battleships. And then it's interesting that there's like, you know, this is the bridge up here, but I think there's a bridge on the bottom. Yeah, it's a separate piece. And then I'm going to guess these are thrusters down here, additional thrusters, but this is probably the main engine maybe. It's got like a black paint wash on it, or maybe these are engines too. Okay. And let's see on this side. Some, greeblies, maybe some cannons or torpedo tubes. Alright. Big vents here or something. And then maybe some guns again, and then a little yellow and black. And then this is the main runway to launch its planes, land and take off, I guess. Don't understand where the elevators are. Those don't look like elevators. Maybe they come in through the sides. I don't know. But anyways, a lot of venting details and stuff. It's quite a unique looking aircraft carrier, that's for sure. I really like these models. Alright, next one. This is pretty much the highlight of this collection. It's Zordar's Battleship, but here it's just called the Supersized Battleship. And so the bridge is way up front, and there's a main shock cannon there. Okay, one main shock cannon, but it actually has more weapons than that. This is Yamato.fandom, this website here. So I will focus on this while I put this thing together. You'll see here it has triple mount cannons, 33 of them, a giant flame strike gun, and then 30 auxiliary cannons, and wing mounted engines, 10 of them, 4 stern engines, and it's a 12,000 meter super vehicle. In the story of Spaceship Yamato, there was a big asteroid, half an asteroid with a city on top of it, and that was destroying the Earth, and then the battleship came along and destroyed it, and then out of that asteroid came this ship. That's the story behind it. Alright, so this time let's look at the actual toy first before I put it together, because there's only some cannons to put on. So this is, yeah, it's all black, and it's got decent enough details here. Those giant things in the front, they do have some sort of yellow paint in there, so that's nice. The bridge there has a little yellow paint as well, and then I guess it's got all these little turrets. They're so small, I'm gonna imagine they're also glued in place, but if you touch them I bet those would break off pretty easily, so be mindful of that. And same with these wings back here, they're very thin, and they're not flexing much. I'm sure they'll flex a little, but not a great deal. What's really neat is back here in this engine area, you got all these little yellow dots, which I'm guessing are thrusters. There's also some out here on the wings, and then on the bottom we have, you know, some minor details as well. And then we have this recessed area. Oh, look how thin these things are. Those will definitely break off easily. Alright, so that's what these things are for. So this thing is a giant I don't know, some sort of mega cannon. Just goes into those two grooves there. That's a pretty tight fit. I don't think they'll fall loose at any time. So that's it in its down position, but down in extended position. But you do have a different one. Let's get that thing out, which is it's in its closed position. So that's actually kind of neat. Actually, it looks pretty cool with the thing closed. I'm not sure which way I'll display it actually. Let's do that again. Oh, then it lowers down and then the cannon moves forward. Tough call. So this thing is for the stand, which again is here. So it's nice that it comes with 2 arms, but you really don't need 2 arms. There's only one additional ship, and that is an out-of-scale Yamato itself. So this little tiny Yamato has a lot of molded details. Look at that, all these little panel lines and the turret barrels and the bridge, and it's pretty crazy. I mean, it's small. It's really small. It's on the size of my finger. All right. So I'm going to just stick one of these here. Stick the Yamato on there, on the underbridge. Very cool. So pop this on the stand. And then the little ball should go into this little wing here. Up here. Alright, so there it is. But in the cartoon, this thing would be much smaller than that. But you know, they can only do so much. I think they did a great job with something that small actually, and it still looks like the Space Battleship Yamato. So that's really cool. Definitely better than the last one. I'm going to save this thing for something else. And then the last one is a special type of the Yamato. Let's get this out of the bag. This will be number 1 in the collection. Trim these turrets off. So this Yamato's got 3 ships that come out of it, but they're out of scale, you know. None of these are to scale, which I can understand. They're really small. So this is what is it? It's called a Cosmo Tiger. Let's look at the base plate here. No, this is called a Black Tiger, which would explain it's black. So it's very cool, the little blue cockpit. I like how it's got these yellow arrows on it. Nice graphic. Interesting. It's got 2 wings on the bottom, and the bottom is white, so that's neat too. So a lot of color on this little guy. This one is what? A rescue boat. Alright, so that's got the first aid thing on it. It's got some engines on the top of the wings. Looks like a door maybe down there. And then a bunch of windows. Yeah, a lot of more modern sci-fi vehicles remind me of this. Like the things from Starship Troopers, those drop ships. So maybe they got inspiration from this cartoon. And where's that last one? Where'd that go? Oh, see, it was hidden by the actual battleship. So this last one is called the Cosmo Zero, and again, a lot of great paint apps going on for something this small. Very neat, very cool colors. I think this is the coolest looking on. Alright. What's unfortunate is the stand itself only has 2 arms, but you got 3 ships. So there's a 3rd hole I see on the base plate there of the stand. Let's try to get this in here, come on. So put this Cosmo Zero here. And this Tiger. So being fighter planes, they'll be flying. Put this here. And now so there's a 3rd hole here on the base. And I guess we'll just put this dropship safety first aid vehicle here as if it landed. Yeah. Okay, so this Yamato now is a cutaway version, which I think is pretty cool. It's supposed to give you the inner workings of this thing. So you have some torpedoes up here, these yellow things coming out of the openings here, the torpedo launchers. The wave motion gun is here, but you don't see any of it up here. Maybe a little bit there. But it's mainly back here. This is the wave motion engine. And then this thing moves back and forth, kind of like the slide of a pistol, and that's what sends the energy up through that gun. I don't know what these are. That's probably the engine itself. We got the underbridge. Yeah, some pods sticking out. Yeah, all the tiny little turrets up there. The bridge is painted. The 3 bridges. Yeah, a little side observation deck. It looks like. The rear engine is painted yellow, so pretty neat. The little stacks here with the missile launchers. Maybe it's a little bit crooked. You can dip it in hot water and straighten it out, but it's not really crooked so much that bothers me. I'm going to leave it alone. Alright, but I do have to take some time to put on these turrets. So, put the big ones on the bottom. These 3 here. Work from the bottom up. And then the harder ones are these top 2. Yeah, you gotta have tweezers. See, that one actually had to go underneath there. That was a tough one. Alright, so there we go. All turreted up. You probably don't want to twist it by the barrels. I think they would break. So if you do need to twist it, I would grab it by the body and twist it that way. Alright. Then we have a big hole down here. It's really tight. I feel like this has to, in the back, the way they put the peg on this Cosmo Zero, it's in the front because of this giant, you know, bottom wing. So if I do this, yeah, I think that works out better. Very neat. I thought I'd just bring out a couple others from some different collections. So for the Yamatos, I have 2 other ones here. This one has the wings sticking out the side, and it came with a different plane called the Tiger II. And then this one has a asteroid ring around it, and it has that same tiger, black tiger. Now let's do these comparisons one by one. You tilt that way. So it's cool that you know, they're able to have all these different castings of the main star of the cartoon series. And it makes sense, you know. There is even a 4th one where it's translucent rainbow, as if it's warping, but only time will tell if that ever comes up for sale. Okay. So carrier-wise, we have a triple-decker carrier, this purple one, and then we have the battle carrier, which is kind of like a submarine-looking carrier. It's actually a battleship / aircraft carrier. So these are all evil in the cartoon series. They're the bad guys. But yeah, very all 3 of them are quite unique. You know, they're quite different from each other. So it's really cool. The designers that made these ships decades ago. Alright, so the last one I don't really have anything to compare to, so I'll just bring these original 3 out. I'll let these guys go for a spin here. So very cool. I'm going to try to track down the other castings, but it's going to take some time. So Alright, well, thank you for watching today, and I highly recommend you watch this show. It's called Star Blazers in English. It's free on YouTube to watch, so why not? Alright, I'll see you guys. Take care.